Hello everyone and welcome to a chat with the jury. This is the third episode of a series during which we're gonna meet all the jury members of Tractor of the Year. And in case you missed the previous episodes, you can always watch them on our social media channels. Today we're gonna meet a group of 5 of the 26 professional journalists that are part of the jury. And in the coming weeks, we're gonna meet all the others. So for today, let me welcome to Bas Van Hattum, Noel Dunne, Joao Sobral, Edmund, Lorencowicz, and Bernhard Weber. Hello guys, today we're gonna give some little insights from your point of view. And to do that, we have 3 very easy questions for you. We're gonna start from Bas. Bas, can you tell us where are you from and something about your magazine?
Well, my name is Bas Van Hattum. I'm from the Netherlands. I'm responsible here for a machine group where you make different things. But the main thing we do is write about tractors in Tracker magazine, as you can see behind me. And this is our latest issue. We are the biggest independent magazine about writing about tractors and machinery, with a good website as well.
Thank you, Bas. Same question goes to Noel. Noel, tell us where are you from and something about your magazine.
Hi, my name is Noel Dunne. I'm machinery editor of the Irish Farmers Monthly in Ireland. The Irish Farmers Monthly is a specialist farming magazine mailed once a month to top producing farmers across all sectors in Ireland. We also have a digital platform, and our aim is to provide top quality editorial through our bank of specialist journalists, as I said, to all key areas of agriculture.
Thank you, Noel. Same question goes to Joao. Joao, where are you from and something about your magazine?
Hello, Fabio. Hello, everyone. I come from Portugal and I represent the Bolsa Mia. This is a project, a media project, with 3 puzzle pieces. It's a magazine, cover magazine, in the market for 28 years. It's also a website and a buyer's guide. All these pieces are 100% focused in farm machinery.
All right, thank you, Joao. Same question to Edmund. Where are you from and something about your magazine?
Hello, everybody. I'm from Poland. I represent the magazine RPT. It means Rolniczy Przegląd Techniczny. It means in English, can say Farmers Technical Review. We focus on agriculture machinery and agricultural tractors. There is a magazine monthly issued. Also, we have a website and YouTube channel. We are on market 23 years.
Thank you, Edmund. Last but not least, Bernhard, where are you from and something about your magazine?
Yeah, hello. My name is Bernhard Weber. I'm calling from Vienna. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Österreichische Bauernzeitung, like Farmers Weekly. It's Austria's largest agricultural newspaper with up to 145,000 copies a week. As one of the jury members of TOTI since 20 years, I still became a fossil in our group.
All right. Thank you, Bernhard. Now let's move to the second question and let's fly back to Holland. Bas, can you give us some insight about the farm sector in your country, such as how many farms do you have there, and how big is the average farm, and what are the main crops in your country?
Well, we have approximately 50,000 farms in the Netherlands. About half of it is for dairy farming, and the rest is a good mix between vegetable, arable, pigs, horticulture, and also in the south we have a lot of tree nurseries. What might be interesting to mention about the Netherlands is that we have a very high percentage of contractors, together with Denmark. We have about 2,500 professional contractors. Interesting to mention is that a few years back, the contractors bought the most tractors in the Netherlands. Compared to other European countries, you can say that contractors are the specialists, and especially dairy farms who actually have the focus on the dairy itself, on the cow health and the milk and the soil. As soon as it is possible, they will call a contractor to do all the field work. So I guess that's a bit different in the Netherlands compared to other countries. Well, if you look to the crops and hectares, we have about 10,000 arable farmers, and most of it have the traditional crops, grain, potatoes, sugar beets, and especially in the west of Holland, we have a very big number of farmers who do the bulbs and the tulips and the flower bulbs. So that's a special thing about the Netherlands.
Right. Thank you, Bas. Same question goes to Noel in Ireland. Noel, tell us something about the farm sector in your country.
The farm sector in Ireland is predominantly broken down. There's about 137,000 farms in Ireland of all various sizes. The average thing is about 35 hectares is the average size of a farm. 75% is basically gone into, we call it, say, general meat production and stuff like that, beef, sheep and pig production. 13% of the area is dairy. Dairy is a big part of our business. 13.5 billion to the Irish economy is what the agri-industry is worth. The rest of the sector is broken down to tillage, which is predominantly, should I say, spring barley and wheat would be the main crops and potatoes grown, with some alternative. We have an excess of 300,000 hectares of tillage in Ireland, which has gone up over the last number of years because of obvious reasons for growing domestic grain and also for brewing and stuff like that. The Irish economy itself, we are looking at from a tillage perspective of throwing in there, we're in Ireland, which particularly from manufacturers' point of view for selling tractors, is a very interesting point, right? Is that it would not be uncommon in Ireland to be milking, say, 100 cows and also have 150 to 200 acres of tillage. There's a lot of crossover there, and particularly from the point of view of the contracting industry in our country, we probably have about 1,100 contractors in total. So a lot of that work is done in the dairy sector, where there's a lot of services provided into it. But on the Irish farms, there is also the demand for purchasing, should I say, their own tractors. So a lot of Irish dairy farms now, one of the trends in Ireland is that a lot of dairy farms, instead of using contractors, starting to tool up themselves and start to buy into their own equipment. So we're having a surge here in Ireland. Our tractor market year on year is 24% up on what it was this time last year. And the general industry and machinery order books are filling up. So there's a trend there for farmers buying in. So from an Irish context point of view, we're probably kicking out the rule book in respect to our buying habits and purchases now. We are very much a green economy. We depend very heavily on agriculture, and our export markets are up. So from a machinery industry point of view, for what we do here in the Irish Farmers Monthly, we're playing on a very big stage in respect of quality and production, and that's why we are very proud of our European image out there of clean farming, and that stems back to quality inputs, quality machinery, and quality everything.
Right. Thank you, Noel. Now, same question goes to Portugal. Let's talk to Joao Sobral. Some insights about the farm sector in your country.
In Portugal, we have, according to the most recent data, 290,000 farms with an average of 13.7 hectares. There is a big variety of crops, starting with olive trees for olive oil production. In the second place in terms of surface is vineyards for wine production. And this explains why Portugal is a so important market for specialized tractors. In third place, we have corn for silage and grain. And I also would like to highlight some other crops like tomato, rice, fruits like apple, and almonds is also growing the almond nut. In this big variety of crops, the irrigation system playing an important role, and I can say that along with the tractor or along with the implement, the irrigation system.
All right, thank you, Joao. Thank you. And now let's fly east. Let's go to Poland and let's talk to Edmund. Edmund, some insights about your farming in Poland.
Yes. Polish agriculture is different comparing with previous Eastern bloc of countries, because we had 80% of private farming and only 20% of state-owned farms. Till now, we can observe this situation because we now have 1.3 million farms. It's a big amount of farms with average area about 11 hectares. About 52% farms are less than 5 hectares. They are very small, self-sufficient farms, and 60%, 50 hectares and bigger. Only 3% of farms are bigger than 50 hectares. We produce yearly about 6 million cattle and 11 millions of pigs. Agriculture utilized area is about 15 million hectares, in which 70% is cultivated area. Main crops, there are cereals, grapes, potatoes, sugar beets, and field vegetables.
Thanks to you, Edmund. Thank you. Now let's go back to Austria and let's talk to Bernhard.
Here's just a short briefly about the Austrian farm sector. There are just over 160,000 farmers or agricultural businesses here in Austria. A few, but also very large, pure arable farms, around 21,000 or 13%, are located in the northern and eastern parts, in the flat regions of Austria, especially nearly to our border to Hungary, Slovakia, or to the Czech Republic. But many small mountain farmers you can find in the west and in the south parts of our country along the Alps. Only every third farmer, around 36%, lives exclusively from agriculture. Many of them have a part-time job, around 55%. And in terms of the average farm sizes, Austria ranks at the bottom of the EU. The average farm size in our country is around 45 hectares, including forest. The stables are not particularly large either. A farmer has an average of 32 cows or 110 pigs. Every fifth farm in Austria now is already run organically. After all, Austria's farmers are very efficient and are investing heavily in their modern machines and tractors. Last year, we sold 4,630 standard tractors, plus around 600 specialized tractors for fruit or vine growing, and a little more than 100 new large combine harvesters every year. This year, market observers see up to 4,300 tractors at the end of 2021, and most of Austria's farmers buy tractors with less than 100 horsepower because most of them work with the machines in the mountain regions, mostly on their stock farms. Customers for powerful self-propelled harvesting machines, combines, and especially also large tractors are mostly contractors and farmers who use them in machine communities for a fee.
All right. Thank you, Bernhard. Thank you, guys. That was a very interesting journey around different realities around Europe. So now let's move to the last question for you guys and let's fly back to Holland. Bas, as part of the jury, you have the chance to see the evolution of tractors. So what do you think tractors will be like in 10 years?
It's very interesting. The interesting, if you look to the Dutch market, is that there's not a much increase of horsepower per tractor. So I guess the average growth per tractor will not be that big, I guess. The demand, though, for electrical tractors in the municipal works is very high. So I expect in 10 years' time that once you see a vehicle or tractor running in the municipal works for the government, and I guess more than half will be electrical from that part. I know that the more modern and forward-looking farmers also try to do and invest in alternative fuels, like it's the nitrogen, probably also electrical part, and you see that already coming up with not the tractors, but in the wheel loaders. The wheel loader you also see mainly in the municipal works and the earth moving business, but also the forward-looking dairy farmers investing in electrical telehandlers and electrical wheel loaders as well. So I guess electrical will be the thing to go for in the next 10 years, though it's very hard to understand now because all those, especially in the light tractors, there will be a big market there. For the big tractors, and as I just mentioned, the big part of contractors in the Netherlands I guess they will stay just with the good old diesel tractors and driving around.
Thank you, Bas. Good old diesel tractors. That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, Noel, same question to you. How do you think tractors will be like in 10 years?
Well, certainly what Baz said, the good old diesel tractor will be certainly predominant on the Irish market. One of the things we host discussion groups in the Farmers Monthly here with groups of farmers. One of the very interesting points that actually came out was going forward on Irish dairy farmers, for use, what are you looking at? And one of the interesting things that came out, electrical, telehandlers, electrical tractors, which wouldn't have long draws and stuff off farms, doing heavy work. That could be the next big thing within the next 10 years. Autonomous and automation, I think that's down the road a bit still, quite a bit. But from an Irish perspective, and what I'm seeing coming out of factories is the word electric, especially electric telehandlers in dairy farms, especially electric farms, electric tractors on farms seems to be the buzzword. In Ireland, we have taken a very interesting thing. We've taken on hydrogen buses in the public sector. So going back to that, yes, that could be an option. Also, from the point of view of methane, like looking at New Holland, with anaerobic digestion coming in and be part of it. So the chain of carbon footprints and stuff like that on farms as well. So I think if you were to say to me, look, where do I see from today to exactly 10 years time? I certainly was what Baz did say. Electronic tractors, I think, is going to be the way forward, especially in our use of our utilities section, specialist farmers. From a contractor point of view, once again on the Irish scale here, certainly the old diesel is going to, I can't see a lot of these persons changing from that, So at the end of the day, when it's all boiled down, I think, electric is, and gas is fundamentally the way forward, and some manufacturers have already made strides in that. So yeah, we're sticking with the diesel, but with an option for electric and methane.
All right. Thank you, Noel. Thank you for this wide answer. Same question to Joao. Joao, you're in the jury from many years. So how do you think tractors will be like in 10 years?
I see an image with different layers. If I think about vegetable growers, I see them using small automated machines in 10 years period, more and more. But if I think about conventional farmers or hobby farmers, I would say that in 10 years period, the tractors they are being using are not so different from nowadays. Maybe with a different dashboard, a different design, but they will keep using diesel according to my point of view. If we think about open field and professional agriculture, I think the most important point is the implement. There is a space for the implements to be improved, and there is a space for an improvement of the connection between the tractor and the implement. So it's about software, and no matter the source of energy of the tractor, no matter if it has a driver inside or not, I think it's about the connection between the traction machine and the implement.
Okay, Joao, thank you for your answer. Now let's go back to Edmund. Edmund, from your experience, how do you think tractors will be like in 10 years?
We observe, all of us observe the development of autonomous, electronic, Internet of Things, virtual reality, augmented reality, robots, and so on. I think that those kind of those ways of development will be continued, and also it will be focused on environment and protection, especially on soil protection, like tires, mass of machinery, and so on. But I also want to say about the problem with tractors which are used now. For example, in Poland we have 1,400,000 of tractors with average age 25 years. So it is typical that small farmers buy tractor, one tractor per one generation. Young farmer or parents buy tractor for young farmer, and he use this tractor 20-25 years because he has no money. So I think that the important will be also to thinking about remanufacturing of tractors to be sure that are safety and protect people and protect environment.
Thank you, Edmund. Now let's go back to Austria. Bernhard, you are in the jury from 20 years. So you had the chance to see the evolution of tractors in all this time. So how do you think tractors will be like in 10 years?
The answer to your question from Austria's perspective is clear. The tractor has to be as green as possible. And what I mean is not its painting color, but its use with alternative fuels like biofuels or biogas. And I think like Bas, with smaller tractors for stables, plantations or greenhouses, also with electric motors and as much as intelligent software possible for precision farming. Why am I convinced of it? Because more and more large buyers of agricultural products in the industry or in the food sector are reducing and emphasizing their carbon footprint. And this also applies to farmers who want to supply them with their grain or with their maize, with their corn, or also with milk or meat. And so in 10 years' time, many farmers, not only just the organic farmers, will be required to manage their fields and meadows for or fruit and vegetable plantations without using fossil oil and so without carbon emissions. So that's my opinion.
Thank you, Bernhard. Thank you, guys. I can say that we had many different perspectives from technology, alternative fuels, and good old diesel that probably will stay with us for quite a while. So, thank you, guys. Thank you for this general overview. It was very interesting to have some insights from very different perspectives. And here we are. This is the end of the third episode of A Chat with the Jury. Stay tuned to meet the other jury members in the coming weeks, and stay tuned to find out all the news about TOTI 2022. Thank you.